You know, the terrorist group in Nigeria is taking some heavy pounding, we can report. The defense headquarters said security forces launched a manhunt for a terror financier identified as Alhaji Abubakar. Now, the director of defense media operations, Major General Musa Damadami, disclosed that troops killed some 56 terrorists and arrested 88 others across all theaters, even though we have some 368 terrorists and their families surrendering to Nigerian troops. Now, the heat on terror is on and should be sustained. Let's share a story with you for a while.
Security forces continue to decimate terrorists in a renewed offensive across the country. In the last 2 weeks, troops in the northeast have killed 36 insurgents.
Of significance was the neutralization of 2 key Boko Haram terrorists and Islamic State of West African Province commander on the 12th and 19th September 2022, identified as Abu Siyawa and Abu Abada at Parisu and Shiruru general area in Sambisa Forest, respectively. Consequently, within the period under review, troops neutralized 36 terrorists, rescued 130 civilians, and arrested 64 suspected Boko Haram terrorists.
In Kaduna, 2 persons were arrested in connection with terrorism financing.
On 15 September 2022, troops arrested 2 suspected terrorist collaborators at Access Bank, PZ branch in Zaria local government area of Kaduna State, while trying to withdraw the sum of 14 million naira deposited in the account by Alhaji Abubakar, a suspected terrorist financier.
The federal government has stepped up efforts against terrorism financing in the country. Recently, the Department of State Services brought together experts to chart a new course against money laundering and terrorism financing. The arrest by the troops may just be the outcome of the renewed cooperation. Fon Asian, TVC News, Abuja.
Yes, Bolaji, so the heat must be on.
Yes, we have to commend the Nigerian Army for what they have been doing in recent time. But I know that things could have been better done if, like some of us have always said, they should deploy modern-day technology to combat these people. There are so many ways of fighting all this. You don't even have to send troops to some of these places. Drones are doing some of these things. Why can't we invest in all these things? There are some technologies that you can use.
You think government is not going? You think the army is not 2022 compliant?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure our army is doing that, because if we are doing that, you don't have to send your people into harm's way and getting them killed. You send your drone there, they to have targeted those people, and the bomb will just start exploding there, you know. And even there are some technologies that it will give you an idea of where a large congregation of people are. In this room we are, there are some technology that will give a signature of some of the people, that the number of people in this room. It will just be overhead there, it's a kind of satellite thing. You just give an idea of, okay, in this room we have about 3, 4, 5 people. You know, when you have, but we are not deploying the, and I'm surprised that we have not been able to do this thing. It's so surprising. America will not be sending his men.
You started well by commending men and women, you know, for going up. No spoiled thing, no spoiled.
No, I pity them. That's the problem, because it's just not necessary. We are just wasting the lives of some of these young people.
Okay, Doctor.
But I think things are getting better, in my estimation. Look at that arrest that was made yesterday. And that is why some days back, that's why the military, the police, the civil, all security agencies,
as they say,
are calling on the public. Let us know. If you see something, say something. If somebody comes, if the man who had gone to that bank to withdraw 14 million naira in cash had gotten there and the staff believe by the time we collect 1 million from him, we'll let him go, he would have gotten away with that money. They would not have known that something like that was happening.
Yeah.
And that's why what he said is important. What the Air Force Nigerian Air Force has been doing of recent,
Oh, yeah.
along with the Nigerian Army, has actually been intelligence-based.
Yeah.
Because we hardly hear of friendly fire or
But that
missed
also
targets.
underscores the fact that the Army is also employing 2022 gadgetry.
yes, even if it is not, even
But
what
it will not tell
is
you.
not up to date.
The Ministry of Defense will not tell you what they're doing now.
Of course, yes. But I'm also saying that in what we have seen in the last 2-3 weeks,
Yeah.
it shows that things are getting better. It shows things are getting better. So if we can track money from banditry, from terrorism, like this, then we'll get better. Because without funds,
I agree. Funds is the blood, you
Yes.
know,
Of terrorism.
Yeah. But you know, you remember 2011. It took America 10 long years to hit the main man.
Yes.
You know.
Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin
Okay.
Laden.
But the Patriot Act came into force, and fighting terror is not like fighting a group of
Yeah.
armed robbers.
Yeah, you are right.
Armed robbers,
Because
yeah.
when you are fighting terror, it's not the conventional warfare that you are fighting. It's
Yeah,
kind of
no.
guerrilla warfare. And that still brings back to what I said, the employment of technology. You see, for the account, that 14 billion, where that 14 billion was, you see, it wasn't as if that means just happen on those people. They must have been monitoring. They must have flagged that account.
Yeah.
That once this social amount of money enters this account, just alert us. And there was so immediately someone came in to assess that account automatically.
Bolaji, it brings me to this question of the civilians or the public, members of the public volunteering information.
Yeah, yes. People will want to do that, but they have had nasty experiences in the past, and that's why the fear is there. People will give information, and at the end of the day, the people that were arrested will get to know that these are the people that give the information. They go and attack these people, at the end of the day. So people are so weary, and because of the corruption that used to be endemic. I don't know whether I don't know if that is endemic in our security system. People are very weary. Will be very weary of giving information that look, that man is an armed robber.
Do you know, corruption is much more slippery. Don't take us there. You know. But Dotun, this thing we're discussing is akin to the big bust by the NDLEA of the other day at Ikorodu. You know, it means the surveillance had been on for a while.
It took a long time for that to be done. And like I said, all of them are doing better than they used to do.
Yeah.
Because you can't, in all of those security agencies, you always find the intelligence team.
Yeah.
You'll always find one team that's maybe a crack squad. There is always a name for them. And they are doing better than it was maybe some months back.
Dotun, for the first time in a long time, there's a call from my state, Uyo. So we'll take it. And it's from Etine. I hope that name is right.
It's now.
Yes.
I greet you. What's the name again?
Yes, my name is Etienne.
Etine, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
By the way, a happy holiday. Today is Akwa Ibom's Day.
Yes, today is Akwa Ibom Day, although the Akwa Ibom citizens are not really smiling.
That's a different kettle of fish. Make we talk this one when we want to talk.
For another day.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to speak on the issue of the ASU strike and the federal government. You see, it really shows, it tells the kind of government we have, the kind of priorities the government puts their interest in. I seriously blame the federal government in all of these things because you've gone into agreement, you set up a panel and so on and so forth, but keeping to your own side of agreement is bad, probably because their children are not here. So that's why they are doing this. And I didn't believe that education could be this bad in Nigeria. So I call on the federal government to do their own side of the bargain. Let them keep to their words. Yes.
Etine, many thanks. You know, government has too many things on its plate. So we talk about competing demands and all that.
Even fighting terror.
And and government is also looking into terror, which we are considering.
Because like we said, when you know the amount of money spent on bullets and all the rest, it's scary. Yeah. And with the dollar, going up virtually every day. I mean,
and you
all-
not doing anything about it?
Well,
About the price of the naira to the dollar?
well, something must be done.
That's it.
Otherwise, there's going to be
Going
problem.
to production, it's not magic.
It's not magic.
Because, like it's been argued, if the Defense Industries Corporation is producing today at full strength, we won't need all of these things that we are bringing in from outside. If Ajaokuta steel mill is working, most of the things we are bringing in, we won't be needing them. And that's one of the arguments people have had against academics, that you should be able to help this process. But is the government also helping to help the process?
All right, Bolaji, so the heat must be sustained.
It should be sustained. It should be sustained because election is coming, and we cannot conduct this election in an atmosphere of insecurity.
And by the same token, it's going to be a big holiday ahead of us. And I'd love to travel to my Akwa Ibom and you to your...
Go and vote.